welcome to my channel again, and I am Edidio. Today I want to do a portrait editing of how I color grade my pictures, how I end up doing a nice editing. I can't say I'm actually that good, but at least I'm trying. So I did a portrait shoot that was last week, and here are the results. This is a Nigerian bride. This is actually a Calabari. Is it Calabari or I've forgotten? Or in River State. These are their attire. This is what they dress as a bride. Sorry, this is what we dress as a bride. So I did the shoots last week, and my light was actually fluctuating. My light was giving me issues, so I had to use the natural light to take this picture. So I would start editing, but before that, please like and subscribe to my channel. I would love you to do that, please. And let's go. First of all, I will start with removing the blemishes, removing the pimple, the acne, and that's what I'll start with. So basically what I do here is I create a new layer, or I Ctrl J, and then I bring the black and white layer, and then I reduce that. So you could see the blemishes, you could see everything, you could see the pimple, you see. So it's very clear and very obvious, because it brings it out for you to edit it. So what I do is I come down here and I use my clone, is it clone stamp or what do they call it? Sorry, you know that I'm actually not at rest. So you use that, and your spot healing brush tool, exactly. You use your healing brush tool to remove that. So that's what I'm doing right now. So, yep. Okay. So I'm actually not done, or should I say I'm done partially. So I'm done with the pimple, or should I say acne. I'm done removing that, and I don't think I need this. So I think this looks better. This looks okay. So you could just off this layer and you get your result. So you see this? So if I off this, it brings it back. If I put it on, it goes away. So I flatten my image. Sorry, I do flatten my image. So I don't know if you don't flatten your image, that's good for you. So for next thing, I whiten the eyes. Sorry, I whiten the eyes partially. So what I do is I go to my hue and black and white, or hue and saturation from here, and sorry, let me show you what I did. Sorry. Okay, first thing, I come here to this black and white, this layer, or not this layer, this tool or whatsoever, this adjustment layer, and I come here and I Ctrl I on the keyboard. So I'll just come to my brush tool, make sure my opacity and my flow is 100. So what I do is I come down and here. So guys, okay, so sorry, it's loading. So Okay, so I do my black and white, black and white, and I do that control I, as I said, and I clean out the eyes, so I still flatten the image. So what I do is I come back and now to the skin. Now we'll have to do the frequency separation. So because of time, I don't have enough time to start the process, how to start doing your frequency separation. So what I do is I go to my Retouch Pro, and then I use my frequency separation in the Retouch Pro. So now it loads and I'll start my brushing. So I'll make this a little bit fast for you, so to save time, but you see the end result of what I'm about to do. So stay tuned and watch. Okay, so guys, yeah, I am done with the picture, and I think this looks right. This looks good. This is amazing. So this is the before and this is the after. Sorry, this is the before and this is the after. So before, after, and this looks right. So I flatten again. Sorry. So what I do now is my next step is I come down here and I reduce my opacity. Though I use a Nikon 3700, I don't think it has that much red, so I just reduce my red a little, and in saturation, which I just make the so then I come down here, reds. Are you adding the reds or reducing the reds? You get to you add a little bit of red now, and then I don't know, so let's try it. I'm just doing a guesswork, so this is not good. Sorry, I have cough. So you go to your yellows and you play with this. It comes up, and I think I might want to add a little bit of yellow in light. Do you need light? Yes, we do need light. So you come to your greens. So everything in the background looks greenish. So everything in the background is greenish. Not even looks greenish, it's very greenish. So we tend to make the greens pop or fade out the greens. So in my case, I think I'll fade out the greens a little, not much. So the next thing I do is I come to my color balance and I tend to play with colors. So I don't know what I'm getting yet, but let's see the outcome. I don't actually touch the middle. I don't touch the magenta. I don't joke with the magenta like that, because it gives my picture some kind of odd feeling. So I think I'll leave the magenta. So that will be 0. So come down here and here, reduce your, okay. So my highlights, I bring up the blue, and come out here with the cyan. Okay, so my shadows, I don't really play with my shadows. I don't actually play with my shadows like that, but I think it's cool a little bit. You just touch a little bit of the shadows and we are good. So I think this is better. You can see, let me group them so you see the difference. So this is actually the difference. So then what I do again is I come to my selective color, and am I making this pop, or it's because it's actually affecting the skin? So you just don't want to play with the skin too much. So what I do is I come here and I add a little bit of red. You see, because I want to play with with everything, her skin and everything, so that's why I'm not pinning this down. So what I do again, I come to my yellows, and you still play with the yellows. I still need yellows, baby. I need yellows. So actually yellow is not my favorite color, but I think I'll go with that. And this is right, this is good, at least it's nice. So I come to my greens and just darken the greens a little, just make the greens pop up a little. So I think the green is becoming too yellowish, so I think I'll play with that a little, just make it look a little. So I think this is right, this is okay. And what again do we have? Nothing too much. So I think I've played with virtually all the colors in her. I've played with all the colors she's wearing. So what I'll do now is, I don't joke with my color lookup. My color lookup is my best friend. Do you understand? And my opacity is my best friend. So what I do is I come down here, I play with my opacity a lot. I do, like, they are just my 5 and 6. The opacity is the best thing that would happen to your pictures. So what I do is I always play with my drop of blue. My drop blue is what I do first. So I come down to, again, my color lookup to color grade. So I'll look for good colors. I'll look for colors that will make it pop, colors that will bring out my pictures. So so what I do is the Crips one, no. Okay, I think I like this edgy, the fall colors, sorry. The fall colors is also nice. Even the edgy ember. The edgy ember, it's also nice. But though I have some color lookup table, or should I say some plugins, or I don't know how to call it. So let me see how to play with this. I came down to, where is my skin tone? Okay, I have so many color lookups. So what I do is I come down here and I go to my, so you load 3D loot. They call it loot. I am not really familiar with all these names you will call these things, but I think I try my best. So what I do is I come down to my desktop. Is in my desktop. So I'll go to the lights, the skin, whatever. So I'm just trying this out. Okay, I got one. This is nice. My color lookup table. I saved some color lookups. So okay. I'm still loading. Number 3. Okay, so I think I got that. I've gotten one. So I'll still add another color lookup table, and I'll come down and I'll come to maybe number 5. Let's see, number 5. I don't know what. Number 5 is not it at all. So okay. I feel my opacity. I haven't come to my baby. So number 9. Okay, so number 9 is right. So now what I do is I come to my photo filter and I add a cooling filter. A cooling filter is always what I use. I use a cooling filter always. So, and also you come to your curves, come down and play with that a little. Then your level, I play with everything I see in my adjustment layer. So I got this right. So a picture that was not having light is now having a tiny little bit of light. So I don't want to work on her skin that much. I don't want to give a color to her skin. I just wanted it to be natural. I don't want to play with, I don't want to joke with the skin. So I think this is right. This is okay. This is cool to me. So I'm waiting for the image to okay. So now this is better. But what I do again to make my pictures pop out, let the pop. Okay, so what I do to make my pictures pop is I go to my camera roll. So after that, from the camera roll, I make sure I balance everything in this picture. So it comes out, the pop colors and everything will be okay. So camera roll, and okay, so I come down here. I still play with it more, like I don't joke with this in, but let me try this. I've never tried this one before. Let me try this one. So now I have the highlights. So then the contrast should not be much on the skin. That's one thing I always avoid. When it comes to contrast, I don't add contrast to my pictures. I don't know for any other person, but I don't do that. So my shadows, everything, I'm not darkening everything. I'm just bringing it out. So the whites, let's just leave it at 7. And then the darkness of the picture, no, let's just leave it there. So come to your clarity. So a 10, the texture. Okay, I like this. So this is okay. So I add this, add my vibrancy a little, and then I reduce my saturation. That's how I play with it. So now I'll come to my curve layer. No, come to my mixer first. I mix everything first before I balance it with my curve layer. So this red should pop out. Shake it. Now my saturation forget the fact I'm adding red. I'm not supposed to reduce the red. It has to pop out. Now my oranges, I'm adding a little bit to the skin because of the skin, that's why. So, and my yellows, take a look at my yellows. I really don't fancy yellow colors, but I tend to like them when I'm editing. So I fill my greens. Yep. And then I did this. Okay. So I'm balancing my pictures. So I'll reduce the light a little bit. And then my shadows and this. And I think this is okay. So press OK and it processes. And now this is the picture, this is the before. Sorry, let me look for the before. I do. Okay, there's no need of going too much. This is the before and this is the after. This is the before, this is the after. Now this pictures popped. Check it, it came out nice because the colors were just too dull, like they were in the skin but it just need to be out. Do you understand? So I use my camera roll. I even though I use the camera roll in the first place, I still go back to use the camera roll again. So now I use it to balance my pictures. So now what I do now is the next step is I'm looking at her skin, I'm looking at the hand. The hand is I'll add light to the hand a little bit. So not too much, just a little bit. So it won't look too odd. So I don't know if it does look odd, I'm going to remove that. I'm just doing a game of test. Game of Thrones. Game of test. Oh shit. So and I'm just trying to make sure I do my selection very well. Sorry, I don't have much time to start doing subjects and let's cuts. I don't have that much time to start cutting. I'm just doing it the peripheral way. I'm just doing it anyhow. So now I come to my feathers, 50. I just need a little. I don't need to just stress myself. I don't need a little of that. So, and this is it. This is right. This is okay. So you don't need it to be too much. If not, it will be out of the skin. So what I do now is I add a little bit of glue to the face or to the skin with my Beautify. Beautify depends. I don't know how I got that, but I'm so happy I got Beautify. So okay, I don't think I should use the Beautify yet. Okay. Ooh, shit. Okay, so sorry, it went back. So now what I do now is I come to my Retouch Pro, then I come to Skin Glow. I just don't need too much work. I don't have strength for too much work. So if you need any of these things, you go to Retouch Pro, download Retouch Pro. So if you need the link, you can tell me or you can type it in the comment box and I'll respond to your comments. So Then I really need more glue to the highlights, and I go to my beautify, and what do I do? Okay, this is my highlights, and so okay. So guess what I'll do? I'll just play with it. I'll reduce my opacity very well, so it doesn't get too much on the skin. You understand? So this is right. This is cool. So one thing I do again is I go to my exposure, and this highlight is too much, like too much. So to balance the whole thing, you just reduce your exposure a little bit. Just reduce your exposure. That's the best thing Photoshop has done for us. Reducing your exposure, then add a little bit of curves and reduce your curve a little. That's what I do. I don't know for you, but that's what I do. So now this is a whole balancing. I've done the whole balance whatsoever. So now the last thing I'll do now is to brighten the eyes a little, then I'll sharpen the picture. That's just what I'll do. That's the last thing I'll do on this picture. This picture looks so beautiful and so cool. So what I do next is I come to my actions. I've already done the action, so I just tap on it and it comes up. So next thing is you come down, you brush the eye a little, just the eyes, just the white part of the eyes, let it pop. So now I don't leave the eyes like that, I just go with the opacity to make it look cool. So it now looks very good, very good, very good. So I'm done with this picture. Actually, there's nothing to do. If I want to touch this picture, I'll just maybe go to the liquify. Maybe she's too chubby or something, or there's anywhere I need to reduce, because there's actually a place I need to reduce. So let me just come to my liquify. This, I don't want it to be too much, because it doesn't have to be too much. So we don't need too much fat on the hands, and I'm just trying to make sure this picture is balanced. So so the next thing one has to do, I'm done with this picture because I don't know what to do else again. So there's nothing else to do on this picture anymore. So now you hit OK, and this thing has popped up again too. Sorry. Then this my liquify is giving me so much headache. That's why sometimes I don't even use it, because man, okay, so this is right, this is cool. So this is how it looks before and now, before and now. So see, so now the next thing I do is just to sharpen the picture. I guess everybody knows how, everybody has a different way of sharpening pictures, and I do have my own way of sharpening pictures. So I go to my vivid light, I control J twice and I control I, and then I go to my vivid light and I convert it to smart filters. Then from there you go to your blur, your Gaussian blur, and let me show you. I just don't need to talk so much. So your blur, your Gaussian blur, and then if you want it to be like this, depends on you, but I reduced my opacity, my radius, sorry. The opacity is just my baby. I reduced my radius to 3, most times 3.0, and I'm cool with that because I'm still seeing some textures. Can you see it? Can you see it? So then I'll come down here and I press my shift key or control key, and then you group the two in, you group the layers, and then you come to your overlay and look at this picture. Is madly sharp, very sharp. So that's what I do on my pictures. I don't know for you, I don't know about you. And if you want to still, if it is too much for you, you can still come to your opacity and you reduce it, but mine is okay for me still. Okay, so I am done with this picture and it looks beautiful. So thank you for watching, and make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. So have a blessed day. Thank you so much. Bye.